Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Martin Hamilton Show. And on the show today, we're going to be talking to Ms. JoLynn Braley. And JoLynn Braley is the F.A.T. release coach. She helps exceptional women and a few cool men achieve struggle-free permanent weight loss by mentoring them through her proprietary proven step-by-step system, the Inner Self Diet. Now, JoLynn's clients already know how to eat well and exercise, but like so many today, they aren't doing it. They continually ask themselves, how can I be smart and successful in my business life, but I can't get this weight issue under control? JoLynn's clients continue to use the inner self tools she gives them, which is how Dave dropped 90 pounds without struggle and did not give up his pretzels. He's now running 4 to 5 days per week. Lisa released 50 pounds without struggle. Barb over 50 pounds. And Laura went from depression to struggle-free weight loss. These are only a few success stories from JoLynn's inspiring clients. You can learn more at fearlessfatloss.com and grab JoLynn's free 5-day e-course while you're there. But let's hear from JoLynn now so that we can learn more about how your mindset impacts your eating. Welcome to the show, JoLynn.
Thanks. Thank you, Martin. I'm really glad to be here.
All right. Okay, so please, JoLynn, if we would explain what exactly is F.A.T.
F.A.T., that's a great question. F.A.T., those are your fear-attracting thoughts. And when you have a mindset that is based and filled with fear-attracting thoughts, that type of a mindset is an ideal match to overeating behaviors, an overweight body, and actually an overweight life. And the cool thing about that is that once you replace that F.A.T. mindset with a weight loss mindset, then finally you make weight loss super, super easy for you, because if you already know how to eat well and exercise, but you're not doing it, that is completely an inner self issue, and that's about your mindset. And mindset is 90% of the game of achieving struggle-free success with your weight. Diet and exercise is only 10%, and it's just how it is.
Well, great. Okay, well, that's awesome, because I was wondering what that meant exactly, and that is a really great way of allowing people to remember. It's just a nice sort of tag there they can put in their mind and really keep that in their mind as they go about their day and stay with it. Now, I know that with all the free healthy fitness information, health and fitness information available on the internet today, and even at the Public Library, almost everybody already knows they need to eat healthy and exercise regularly. They even really know how. So why don't people just do what they already know how to do?
Well, it's what I was talking about there about your mindset. It's everything in life. We're talking about the topic of weight, health, fitness, but we could be right now talking about relationships, or how to build a successful business, or how to get out there and date and meet the man of your dreams, or how to build up your business so that you can buy a new car, how to buy your first home. We could be talking about anything right now, and 90% of it would come down to mindset. So it's the same thing with anything out there. In fact, Mary Kay is a great example. Mary Kay Cosmetics, she teaches in her training materials that skill is 10% of achieving success in her business, in becoming a Mary Kay distributor. 90% of it is mindset. And so you have millions of people out there right now who go to the public library or are spending hours upon hours each day on the internet looking at how celebrities lose weight, or what the latest weight loss tip is, what the latest and greatest diet is. They're buying diet books, exercise equipment, DVDs, exercise workout shoes and clothing, and they're doing everything in the 10% of the category. They're learning about nutrition. They're learning that clean water is fabulous for the body, that whole foods, getting off of processed foods and just feeding your body whole foods is a fantastic way to feed the body, since the human body lived on whole foods for over 40,000 years. That regular exercise is good for the body. 99.9% of people today know all of these things. But when you're not doing these things, that is a mindset issue. And if you want to achieve struggle-free permanent success with your weight, if you want to change how you eat and change it permanently, if you want to release emotional eating, if you want to stop binge eating, if you want to feel good in your own skin, if you want to have sex with the lights on and feel good about yourself, if you want to if you want to be a great example for your family, for your children, if you want to write that book that you've always wanted to write, but you keep putting it off because you don't want to get pictures taken because you don't like how you look. All of these things start with your inner self, and if you do the work to become a match on the inside to the body you want on the outside, then doing the 10%, how you eat and exercise, will be easy. And that's all about your mindset. That's where the game is.
Well, awesome. That is some really, really good content. That's some really good points that you made there, JoLynn. Now, there's another topic that comes up within this and what about emotional eating? We just can't. We want to grab the bag of potato chips. We just almost can't stop from having something in our hands that we want to munch on. So, it's a very big problem, especially for women, but even for some men. Mm-hmm. So does a weight loss mindset cure that?
Yeah, and what's interesting about that is you would think, first of all, that emotional eating is more of a problem for women. Would you say that most people would think that, Martin?
Well, I would think probably most people would think that. I know for me personally, I love to munch on stuff. Sometimes I have to. That's why I like to drink tea, because it's almost like I need something, going in my mouth or something all the time. Kids, eat pretzels. I have a friend's a mother. She goes to the church group that she babysits on Sunday, and she gives the kids pretzels. They have to have something in their mouth. So I think probably, to answer your question, it probably is more of a woman problem, though, because I've just been in the grocery store and I've watched if I was in a fast food store or something, a lot of times the women will come in and they'll buy the chocolate, they'll buy the the more the munchies more so than the guys do. So I would say yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I would agree with that, because women in general, we tend to be it's easier for us to access our emotions. And at the same time, though, I remember in one of the jobs I had when I used to work in corporate, there was a man who sat 3 cubicles away from me, and every day at 11 a.m. he would take out a huge bag of Doritos or potato chips, any kind of chip that was crunchy, Sun Chips, anything, and he would go through that whole bag, and I could hear him munching from where I was sitting. So
Wow.
it really caught my attention. And what's very interesting about the question that you asked me, does a weight loss mindset cure emotional eating? Well, the thing is that when you honestly get to the root of what has been stopping you throughout your life from achieving permanent success with your weight, one of the ingredients of doing that and getting a weight loss mindset is that you have to learn exactly how to take control of your own mind, your own emotions, which gives you the power to feel good at any time, regardless of what may or may not be going on out there. Because the fact of the matter is that we actually have no control of anything except how we feel and what we think, and then the actions that we take. But we can't control the weather. We can't control our spouse. We can't control our boyfriend or girlfriend or neighbor or parents or boss or employees or pets or anything. There's nothing we can control. But when you learn how to take control of your mind and what you think and how you feel, that means that you know how to feel good no matter what. No matter
Right.
if your husband comes home and says he had a horrible day and goes on and on about it, or it just doesn't matter. No matter what happens, when you know how to feel good, then what that means is if you take the action and use the tools that you have so that you can feel good whenever you want to, then what would be the need to go to food in an attempt to help yourself feel better?
Well, that's very true. That's a great point. That's a great
Mm-hmm.
point. And that reminds me, I have a lot of to do, how to do things or little Word documents and how to da da da. And I write them down. One of the things I have is how to get your day started. I entitle it How to Feel Good in the Morning and get
Mm-hmm.
everything started.
Mm-hmm.
So that is so, so true, JoLynn. That is so true. So at this point, I want to go ahead and thank the sponsors for the show. And today we are being sponsored by Malibu Nutrition. And so our good friends at MalibuNutrition.com, going over there and visit the site. And there's actually going to be a link later on. I'm going to tell you how to get a link to this podcast and how to learn a lot more about JoLynn. So with that said, also, if you would go over to Facebook, and JoLynn has a wonderful business page there, and just go to facebook.com and look up JoLynn Braley Fan. So it's facebook.com/JoLynnBraleyFan. So it's Facebook.com/JoLynn Braley Fan. So go over there and like the page, ladies and gentlemen. And now we'll go back to another question. Okay, so JoLynn, if a weight loss mindset makes weight loss so easy, then what is stopping anyone from getting one?
Well, first of all, thank you for the shout out there to my Facebook page, Martin. I appreciate that.
Okay.
And okay, so what stops a person from getting a weight loss mindset? There are several things. I'll give you three. Number one, have you ever heard Einstein's definition of insanity?
Oh yeah, that's definitely that's we've seen that so much too on Facebook. Now some people may not have. So why don't you go ahead and tell? I'll say it so people don't think I'm making this up. So yes, it is doing the same thing over and over and thinking you get different results.
Right. And so when you have millions of people out there who basically have been programmed by the media, by the diet gurus, that a diet is the way to lose weight, and mainstream how to eat this, how to exercise diet, that's what it's all about, then they just keep, pretty much it's like banging your head against the wall, when in essence what's really going on is it's not even that the diet, it's not even that it's the diet's fault, unless a person is doing some crazy, silly sprinkle or, quickie fat loss diet that is not sustainable and it doesn't teach you how to live a healthy lifestyle. But besides little things like that, there are millions of ways to lose weight in a healthy way, but you have to actually do them. When you have a person who just keeps only looking at a diet as a solution, though, and they've never gotten to the bottom of why did they ever start overeating in the first place? Where did all of this begin? What's going on there? What's the self-image? What are the beliefs? What are the thoughts you're thinking? What is your attitude? What is your mindset? All those kinds of things. What's going on in your inner self? Then that's one reason why a person would never even be looking at the mindset as a solution, because they're just looking at the diet. So that's one reason right there. Another one is, unfortunately, the same things that have created the F.A.T. mindset will stop a person from getting the help they need to get a weight loss mindset, because beliefs rule your life. And if you believe that you can't be helped, or if you believe that you don't deserve help, or if you believe that you must do it all on your own, then you will prove yourself right. You have to prove your beliefs right, because otherwise you'd be crazy. Seriously.
Right.
And that's how it works. If you believe that you're always going to be overweight and you can't stop overeating, you're right. You will prove yourself right. But that creates a conundrum, because then you're stuck. And what's very interesting, one of my awesome, inspiring clients I worked with recently, Laura, she's the one who you mentioned in the beginning. She went from being very, very depressed to getting struggle-free weight loss, and she's just doing fantastic now. She has, not even in only her body, but also in all other areas of her life, which is how it works when you get such a mindset shift. You can't help but impact your relationships, your finances, your spiritual connection, and then, of course, your fitness, because your mindset goes with you everywhere. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, and that's a great point. So it starts with the mindset, and it moves itself all the way, sort of the trickle down, so to speak. But that is
Right.
so true. Yes, I agree, JoLynn.
Yeah, and well, where I was going with that there is that Laura had been following me for a year. She was getting my Permanent Weight Loss Secrets e-zine. That's a complimentary e-zine that goes out every Tuesday, and she'd been reading that each week. She'd been reading I send out other inspired updates at various times, do free teleseminars. She'd been reading articles that I'd been writing at Fearless Fat Loss, and she kept telling herself that she should be able to figure it out on her own and that she didn't need help. And what she shared after the fact was that during that whole year of waiting, things just got worse for her. They actually reached such a level where it was pretty bad. And then she finally, reached out because she just couldn't do it on her own. So the second reason that people don't, take action to get a weight loss mindset is everything I covered right there, which actually it was probably more than one reason. But the big thing there is that they don't believe either that they deserve help, or they believe that they should be able to do it all on their own. Beliefs rule your life. And then the third reason that a person would not actually take action to get a weight loss mindset, there's excuses. That's the word, excuses. I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I don't have those are two big ones right there. I have to sit and watch this television show instead, or whatever you can come up with. And the reason I know this is because I've made tons of excuses throughout my life. I don't know if you can relate to that at all in any time in your life, if you've ever made excuses. But can you relate to that at all, Martin?
Oh yeah, I kind of hate to admit that, but I'm an honest guy, so sure, I've made excuses before. Sometimes procrastinate and things like that, just like getting certain things done in my business and that sort of thing, of course. And it has to do with as you said, the mindset. It's got to do with the mindset, and even the mindset sometimes, as far as productivity, as far as I may want to write an article, and if I'm not in the right mindset, it may take me almost maybe half a day. But if I'm in the right mindset, I can write an article in 30 minutes, or even almost less, but let's say 30 minutes. And so mindset has a lot to do with motivation and, just as you said, getting things done. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And, but then we're back to what I shared a few minutes ago, that same mindset, that F.A.T. mindset. You're always taking actions in your life out of one of two core spaces, fear or love. And if you're taking action out of the space of fear, then you might get some results, but you're not going to get as far as you would if you actually had the right mindset and you were operating out of a good feeling place.
That's
and
right. Yeah.
So that same mindset, though, will stop a person from getting the help they need. They'll make all kinds of excuses. Money is a huge one that so many people fall back on, when money is really not even the excuse. what it's really all about is fear. And a person will say, oh, I don't have the money to hire a coach to help me. Really what they're saying is either I don't believe that I can do it, I'm afraid I'm going to fail again, or I don't believe I deserve to really have permanent weight loss. And money is a catch-all for all of that, because the truth is that money is easy. You can always make more money. You can always
Right.
make up money. You can always get more money. There are
So true.
how many billions of ways to make money. If you had to, you could work 3 jobs. I mean, money is actually within your control. But what is not something that you can ever make up is lost time, lost transformation, lost living, lost connections, lost relationships, lost opportunities. You can't make up lost time that you could have been living with the right mindset, and you can't even go back and make up that time and live it in a different body that you could be living in right now if you had taken action in the past to get the mindset that you need so that you can just, eat healthy and exercise, get the weight off, keep it off, and then do all the other fun things that you want to do in your life. So number 3 reason is excuses, and I kind of feel like I've given many more reasons than only 3, but the thing is that this whole weight topic in general it's a huge bag of tricks, and the reason it is, I heard you sigh.
I did. I
The
like
reason
that.
it
It's a huge bag of
is
I'm picturing
because
that in my mind.
you
Okay.
can't just take off your body and leave it in the closet for even 10 minutes and walk away from it and live your life. You can't do that with your mind either. Now, if we want to talk about money, though, which is another huge topic in many people's lives, you can leave that in the closet. You can leave that in the closet for a day. You don't have to carry that around with you all the time. But you got to take your body, you got to take your mind. You can't live your life without your body and your mind, and that's why this weight issue is such a big bag of tricks for millions of people. That's why it's such a big challenge.
Right. I hear what you're saying. And another thing about the money, as I was thinking as you were saying that, I mean, a
Mhm.
lot of times, that people are going to be actually maybe be eating less, so they're going to save money on food. There's a lot of different things where they can overcome the money challenge as far as hiring a coach, and then the rewards are going to be life changing, and maybe later on in their life they're not going to have certain surgeries or medical problems may not come up because now they've gotten their body healthy, so it's going to eliminate maybe even disease down the road. So that could save thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of dollars.
Right. Those are all excellent points. And then what you come down to, though, is we still have to look at the fact that the excuse really isn't the money. What the excuse really is fear. And then we're back to an F.A.T. mindset, which is based in fear attracting thoughts. And the fears are, I'm going to fail again. What if this doesn't work for me? I hear and I'm reading about all these other fabulous people that have gotten permanent success with their weight, but I'm different. I can't do it. I'm a failure. I mean, these are like really, really negative thoughts. And a belief is just a thought you've been thinking over and over and over again. So a person, what has to happen there is you've got to look at, wow, what do I want for my life? And then what are the benefits that you stand to get from taking care of this problem, getting to the bottom of it, getting the right mindset so that you can just move forward, eat healthy, exercise, do it all without struggle. It becomes a part of your lifestyle. You get the weight off, you keep it off. How will that transform your life? What will transform in your relationships? How much better will your marriage be? Or if you're not married, how much more confidence will you have to get out there and date? How are you going to feel about yourself? If you're working in corporate, will you have the confidence to ask for that raise? If you felt 100% fantastic about yourself and you felt unstoppable, what would stop you from going for the job or the business of your dreams? What if you've always wanted to write a book, but you keep holding yourself back because you feel that, who would want to listen to me? Well, if you felt really, really good about yourself, you felt good in your own skin, you felt 100% confident and unstoppable, which these are all results that come from a weight loss mindset, then what would stop you from taking action to write that book? What would stop you from having the conversation you've always wanted to have with your loved ones? What would stop you from moving or cleaning up your home environment or getting the dog you've always wanted to get? I mean, there are so many things that people hold themselves back from because of fear and because of their beliefs and their mindset. And then they turn to food in an effort to try to get a quick fix to feel better, but it's not even about the food. It's about all of these other things in their life and the things that they don't feel good about, and then they go to the food to try to feel better, but then the food creates another problem, and then they're overweight, and it's just, we're back to the big bag of tricks.
Okay, right. So that's the
Is
fear.
that helpful?
That's very good, JoLynn. That is very good. And that's where the fear attracting thoughts, that's where that holds us back. So the answer is fear attracting thoughts. So,
Right.
so and I've always heard a lot of times, years ago, I think in history, that a lot of rulers and things, they would rule by fear. And, now in today's society, we have found that fear is not necessarily the best motivator. It's like you said, it tends to hold us back. So
Yeah.
we want to foster that good feeling about ourselves so that we can do what we want to do and accomplish what we want to accomplish. And of course, weight loss is very tough for so many people. Probably one of the toughest things that a lot of people will do in their life. And it's so important as our cholesterols and blood pressures and that sort of thing start to get out of whack a little bit as we get older, just naturally from the aging process. So it's so important to stay on top of those things. And I want to mention that JoLynn has a free bonus for you, so you can learn more about a weight loss mindset and find out what's really been stopping you from losing weight for good, you or someone that you know, and as well as what you can do about it. So go to fearlessfatloss.com. That's fearlessfatloss.com. I'll spell it for you. FEARLESS FATLOSS.com. That's all one word. And sign up and get your free 5-day e-course now. And also, this podcast is going to be available on the website Malibu Nutrition. It's malibunutrition.com/podcast/permanent-weight-loss. So you can find the podcast there as well. It's going to be on iTunes as well. And there will be a link on that page where you can link to the podcast on iTunes. And also, ladies and gentlemen, if you would go over to the show page, the Martin Hamilton Show. It's at facebook.com, Martin Hamilton Show, facebook.com/Martin Hamilton Show. And give me a like over there if you would. We'd really appreciate it. And with that being said, JoLynn, were there any other things that you would like to add as we're going to close up here?
You really said it right there when you said that it's so important to feel good about yourself, and that's really what all of this comes down to. What is so important, though, is that it's very easy to tell a person, oh, just go get happy, just go feel good about yourself. But you actually have to have real-world, everyday life, in-the-moment tools that you can use so that you can do that. And that is work. It's easier to just keep living by reaction than it is to take control of your own mind so that you can then achieve the permanent weight loss without struggle. But in the end, it does come down to exactly what you said, Martin, that it's about feeling good about yourself and that the fears will, that can hold you back, and you want to transition to the place where your mindset is one that will support you instead of holding you back, a mindset that will it will support you. That's the best way to say it, so that you can be productive, so that you can not only get that weight off and create the body that you want, but also live the life that you want, because that's really what people want. You think
Right.
You want to lose weight because it's going to make you feel better, and then you can have the life that you want in that body. So
Right.
my biggest wish for everyone is that you do create the life that you're able to live the life that you want in the body that you want to live it in, and that all starts with your mindset. And thank you so much for having me on the show, Martin. I had fun.
Well, it's been a pleasure, JoLynn. It's very much been a pleasure, and I want to thank you for being here. And you've got some really, really great concepts that people, I wish everyone knew what you know, and could and what they need to do is go over to your website, fearlessfatloss.com, and check it out. Get your e-course, your 5-day free e-course, and get started. And I tell you, if you don't need to lose weight necessarily, but if you know somebody who does, pass this along to them and let them have this wonderful information in their grasp so they can get started. So again, JoLynn, thanks so much for being on the show. And it's been a wonderful time, and I've really enjoyed it, and I want you to have a great day. And everybody listening, thanks for listening to the Martin Hamilton Show, and make it a wonderful, wonderful week. And put this into your daily routine, the F.A.T system by JoLynn.